Speaking with a girlfriend the other day about divorce, and she was asking me when was one of the first signs that I knew.
If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch the entire thing. But what that creator was saying was that she and her friend were talking about what that first moment was when you realized that you wanted to get divorced or that you were looking at your marriage in a different way. And usually it's a very small thing, but when you look back, you realize that that was the tipping point, and it made me think about my own. So I've been divorced a little over 5 years now, or separated and divorced a little over 5 years now.
And you're still posting cringe about it on TikTok.
It's sad, isn't it?
To quote one of my subscribers, cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it.
And about 6 months before I filed for divorce, Anthony Bourdain passed away. And if anybody knows me, I mean, there's a couple videos of me on my page where I'm wearing an Anthony Bourdain shirt.
And for everybody else who has no idea who this guy was, like I didn't, Anthony Bourdain was a celebrity chef. Apparently, he was quite famous, but I personally had never heard of him until I saw this lady talking about him. Now back to the cringe.
I have always been a huge fan of his. I have all of his books. I always joke that he was the first relationship that I've ever been in.
You're kidding, right?
Stop it. Get some help.
And anybody that comes after him is just fluff, because he was my first love.
Guys, pay attention. If you're dating or in any way romantically involved with a woman who unironically has a celebrity crush, that's who she's measuring you against. And trust me, you'll never make the cut.
So that morning I was getting ready for work, and my ex-husband was also getting ready for work, and we're just kind of running around doing things. And then I look at my phone and I see that Anthony Bourdain died. And I just had this visceral reaction. I've never had this type of reaction to a celebrity death before, but I instantly shrieked and burst into tears. And one of the things that I had always felt in my marriage was that I was always too much. I needed to dial myself down, and that my ex didn't really understand my emotional self. He's very intellectual and I'm very emotional, and it was just a really bad match. So in this moment where I really wanted a partner to be supportive of me going through something, you're just experiencing something and feeling that visceral reaction. If you really love somebody and you really care about them, you expect them to be like, oh my God, what's wrong? Are you okay? And at first he did say, what's wrong? And then when I told him, oh my God, Anthony Bourdain died, he was like, okay. And the way he kind of just brushed my feelings aside and never really thought about the fact that he's known me for 10 years at this point. He knows that that's somebody that I really care about. Instead, he was really trying to push my emotional reaction down because it made him uncomfortable. And it ended up leading to a fight for the rest of that morning.
Sweetie, if the roles were reversed and he just found out that his celebrity crush passed away, like, I don't know, the lady who played the Pink Power Ranger or something, and he had that visceral reaction and started screeching and crying, I think you would have immediately gotten the ick, told him he's not a real man, and you would have probably filed for divorce the same day.
Just like a woman.
But that's what I think. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
And that night we ended up having a counseling session because we were already in marriage counseling at this point. And I brought it up and I just said, this was a really small example of how I don't feel seen, heard, or understood. And that was something that I kept bringing up in counseling, and he just kept not getting it. And even when I brought it up in therapy, he looked at the therapist and he's like, but come on, do you really need, it's a celebrity, who cares? She really needs to get a handle on her emotion.
You're goddamn right.
And it was 6 months later that I asked for a divorce because, of course, it never got better.
And if you guys want to know how she asked for that divorce, watch this video. It's mind-blowing. I'll post the link in the description too.
And I can look back now and say we were just a really bad match, but it was that moment that let me think about the rest of my marriage up until that point and how he was never available for me emotionally. And I was always too much. So that's why I got divorced.
No, sweetie, I think you got divorced because you were married to a grown man who acted like a grown man, while your ex-husband was married to a grown woman who acted like a child.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.